Bit of everything on today's workout. So we're going to start upper body. First movement, so 3 blocks. First movement is the half kneeling press. Again, with this one, I know a lot of us are limited with weight selection currently. This isn't very heavy for me in terms of overhead pressing. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm really focusing on my trunk, my torso, my core. I don't want to be kind of twisting and turning and manipulating my spine as I press overhead. I want to keep my rib cage and my sternum pinned down. I'm trying to keep my glutes squeezed as well here. So kind of really rigid through my midline. As little movement as possible, except obviously through the arm that I'm pressing with. And again with this one, guys, whatever side I am pressing with, that's the knee that's on the floor. So I'm pressing with my right arm here, my right knee is on the floor. We're going to go for 12 repetitions each side on this one. Again, you can win up or down depending on what weight you have access to. Oh, here's the photo bomber. Totally disinterested in the workout. So again, keep myself as upright as possible. So similar to the tall kneeling press that we did recently, in that I want to keep my core, especially the glutes, engaged. After the tall kneeling press, we're going to go into the single leg glute bridge with our pullover. Just watching the cat's not behind me, so don't clock it with the kettlebell. So we've been kind of doing rep ranges of about 8 on this one the last couple of weeks. So I'm just going to bring up to 10 repetitions this time. Again, my elbows are erect, so there's a little bit of a bend going on there. I don't want the arms locked out, but it's not a tricep piece here, so we're not bending the elbows excessively, or at least I want to keep the elbow bend consistent in my arms for the whole movement. Again, hips aren't going to be very high off the floor here, fist distance or so off the floor. I want to keep the lower back flat, and I'm really engaging through the glute here on the right leg, so the foot that's on the floor, that's the side I'm trying to engage. So as I come up with my arms, I'm almost trying to hollow through my tummy a little bit, and I'm not letting my back arch or extend here. So we're going to go for 10 repetitions each side in this movement. So trying to keep the hips as steady as possible with this one. We have both sides done. We're going to move on to next then is just the push-up, the ISO push-up. So ideally for the push-up next, we'll be looking to keep, I guess, hold or keep bracing the bottom position of the push-up. Okay, so I'm trying to do here, I'm probably going like a narrow enough grip here, so trying to get the triceps a little bit. I'm trying to squeeze the elbows into my ribs. 30-second hold. Again, I'm being really conscious. There's a little bit of movement, but I'm really conscious of trying to keep my lower back flat. I'm trying to really engage and squeeze my glutes again here in this one. So ideally 30 seconds here. There are 3 movements for block A. So half kneeling press. We're going to get into our glute bridge with pullover, and then our push-up hold, 30 seconds. So we're on to the fun stuff next. Get some curls in. Again, I've elected for towel curls with 24 kilo kettlebell. Depending on what weight selection you have, you might just do kettlebell curls with both arms, or single arm curls, or even dumbbell curls. Same thing applies. If we don't have access to weights, we could have band curls possibly, or even ISO holds with a towel. So I'm just going for 3 sets or 3 rounds this block. It'll be 12 repetitions on the curls. I'm going to go into some core work then when this is done. Next exercise is the Contra lateral sit-up. So again, I'm anchoring one foot under a kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell, chair, couch, whatever. So we're anchoring one foot down, other foot is not anchored down. Whatever foot is anchored down, I'm going to press for the opposite side. So there's a cat trying to distract me. So I want to keep the arm with the weight extended. I want to keep the weight over my shoulder all the way throughout the rep or the set. Optional to antagonize your pet between repetitions. So I'm keeping it active through my core here again. Checking on the cat. So I want to keep my lower back pushed into the floor the whole time. So my shoulder blades aren't really hitting the floor, and I'm really working on the way down. And as I come down, I'm trying to kind of unload the vertebrae one at a time. So I'm keeping my tummy pulled in. This one I'm going to go for 10 repetitions on each side. Cat heckling me there. So same deal, 10 on this side as well. Again, trying to really kind of not collapse into the bottom position. We're trying to control on the way down. I have to be quicker than that, not going to get me. So we're going to go for next is a one arm front leaning rest. So I'm shooting for 20 seconds each side here. Yeah, my feet are probably going to be a little bit wider than normal, but obviously for balance. I want to try and keep my shoulders level here. I'm tipping a little bit towards my supporting arm. I want to try and minimize this, so I'm not really like putting all of my weight into that arm. Trying to squeeze the glutes, tuck the core, or tuck the hips under. I actually found I really felt this on my core a lot more. I was surprised actually. I thought it might be more arms, but again, depending on our body strength, you might feel a lot of arms here. But you should really get a good core hitting this one. So 20 seconds each side, and that's block B. We're going to go for 3 rounds. We're going to go back to our curls after this. Tormenting pets between rounds is optional. Oh, the fun part now. Lactate retention squats. So we did these, I can't remember, was it a week ago? Probably wasn't long enough ago, I guess. So what we're doing here is we're doing 30 seconds fast. What I'm trying to do is over the course of 4 sets, we're trying to build up the lactate in the legs. And when we finish our 30-second window, we're going to hold the bottom position for 30 seconds. So I'm not particularly concerned about holding a perfect squat down here. I'm kind of just going to be, I guess, just sinking down. It's like I'm trying to really use this as a rest. So in some of the examples, the Glute stuff I've seen, that his athletes were using walls or even chairs to almost prop themselves against for a bit of support, and heels were off the floor. But it doesn't have to be a completely perfect squat. You probably could come onto your toes a bit, but again, if you've got like dodgy knees like myself, there's probably no real margin for error in terms of sloppy technique. So obviously you can see here, I'm quite rounded, and that's probably the lowest I've ever squatted. So all these lockdown mobility gains. So it's 30 seconds. So say 30 seconds of squatting fast. So think in terms of a sprint or an uphill sprint. 30 seconds hold the bottom position, no rest, straight into that. After the hold in the bottom position, 30-second break. Okay, when that's done, then the lactate build up. We're going to go back into another round, and we're going to do 4 rounds in total. So I've filmed all 4 rounds here just for, I guess, proof. It alleviates any little amount of, or minuscule amount of guilt I may have in programming these for people. So, just to show they're not that challenging. Complete lies. I think by the last round, my legs were on fire. So again, I'm gunning for kind of 22 to 24 repetitions roughly per 30 seconds. So I really don't want to let up on this. I really want to try and maintain that number from the first set or push on if I can. So again, I'm trying to breathe down here, and the whole point being that in the deep squat position, we're trying to retain as much lactate in the muscles as possible, and over time improve our tolerance to the lactate. Yeah, shake of the legs starting to get a bit serious now. First couple of rounds were always kind of, I'm not gonna say they're not challenging, but we're obviously dealing with residual fatigue and that lactate build up. So the last couple of rounds are particularly tough. So it gets yeah, like I say, quicksand starts to get serious pretty fast. So round number 3, try to maintain that cadence. And trying to breathe here too, so we're just trying to focus on our breathing here, anything that can kind of keep our attention away from the legs. I think the last couple of rounds as well is just kind of take your time standing up, because I think I made a mistake last week. I got up and stood too quickly after the last round, and said that the darkness was closing in for a second. I felt a little bit dizzy, so just be careful standing up in the last, too quickly. So last round coming up. It's always mentally a bit of a relief to know that it's the last time we're doing this for the day. So getting a few deep breaths, get ourselves back in the game. And even if you can't hear, because it's the last round, we're trying to squeeze in 1 or 2 more reps if possible. This is where it gets really bad. So the last pause, the last hold, are really, really focusing on staying in here. Even if you have to collapse on the ground after 30 seconds is fine, but don't cut it short and just do like 25 seconds or something. See it all the way through. 30 seconds. That's our 4 rounds of this done, and that's the whole training session I'm done for the day. Easy work.